Raven Johnson, and welcome back to Ascension 21. Today we have a special guest from the Louisiana Department of Veterans Affairs, Michael Wilson. Thank you for joining us.
I appreciate y'all having me.
Of course. So you are the VSO, which means the Veterans Service Officer.
That is correct. Yes,
here in Ascension.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about what that means.
So as a VSO, we are the first step for veterans who are trying to get their benefits. We are the advocates for the veterans as well. We help them with the paperwork, and the veterans and their family as well. To be able to assist the veterans the best that we can.
And so the Louisiana Department of Veteran Affairs, but we're here in Ascension, which means there's a hub for veterans right here in our community.
Yes, ma'am.
Talk to me about that hub.
So we're right here in the old courthouse on the first floor, and it's an office here. I also got an office that I'm currently working on in Donaldsonville, and it's just an office that veterans can come to here in Ascension. We have over 6,000 veterans here in Ascension, and instead of driving to Baton Rouge or anything like that, they can just come down here and just come see me in the Ascension office.
What's the importance of having something like this for our veterans and having a place where they can come, and what are some of the things and the services that they're looking to acquire from you guys?
So having something like this for the veterans, I know for myself being a veteran, if not always you don't want to go into traffic into Baton Rouge unless you live in that area. So if you have something that's readily available for you and you're able to come into the Ascension office, when you walk into my office, it is very, I like to have, what I say conversational pieces, very warm, very welcoming, so you walk in, and I want it to be open and very welcoming to the veterans when they come in. I know how I like to be treated as a veteran whenever I walk into somebody's office. So I keep that in mind whenever a veteran walks into my office and what they're going to receive and how I'm going to treat them.
So what pieces of life are they looking for once they're back home?
It just all depends. For the most part, all the benefits depend, right? So to get state benefits, for example, you have to be at least above 50%. It's 50 to 90% for all state benefits, and then once you get to 90%, that's when the other state benefits come into play, like Title 29 comes into play, which Title 29 actually helps the dependent of the veteran, the child, go to college, any college in the state of Louisiana for free. Any state college, has to be a state college, can't be a private college, in the state of Louisiana for free, which I think that more people need to know about that. Not enough knows about it. I just got off the phone with a veteran today. She was completely unaware of it. Her daughter's been going to college, and she's been paying out of pocket for it. So she was very excited to find out about that. And, it is requirements that you have to meet. But I think that's a huge benefit because, if you're able to put your dependent, your child through college for 4 years, and help them get a bachelor's degree, that's a huge chunk of change out of your pocket. And and it's also other state benefits that we do as well. You get your license plate, free airport parking, which is a huge benefit as well. If you go to the airport, you don't want to end up paying out of pocket. As a veteran, you're able to get that. We also have hunting and fishing for free. Give veterans something to relax about, with your hunting, your fishing license and stuff like that as well.
So it's so important to take care of our veterans when they return home for serving our country, but they go through a lot. Mm-hmm. And hubs like this can really help in the aftermath of that, jobs, mental health.
So for me, mental health is a huge thing for me. I have PTSD. So I see a therapist, and I'm big on mental health. I'm a huge proponent of pushing, people to go and get help with therapy and stuff like that. When a veteran comes home, the world tends to look different, right? Whenever you come home, and I know for me it did as well. And sometimes you might need help recognizing, like what you think your eyes see. And I know, it's a very, hard thing to talk about, I would think, for veterans. But like I said, I think we start off as being the advocate for the veterans and helping the veterans and showing them the steps that they have to do. But also at the same time, the veteran has to be an advocate for themselves. That is I think that is one of the most important pieces that I think people forget. Is yes, your VSO is there to help you. Your VSO is there to, guide you and lead you in the right direction. But as a veteran, you also have to be the one speaking up for yourself, right? What I tell people is I'm very direct and I'm very deliberate, right? So if I walk into a building or I'm trying to seek for medical help or medical assistance, I don't allow people to talk to me a certain way, you know, especially when it comes to my PTSD and my anxiety, right? So if I'm looking for mental help or I'm looking for help dealing with my anxiety, dealing with my PTSD, I know that I like certain things in certain ways, right? So I just tell people you have to be the advocate for yourself. You have to be able to speak for yourself as well.
And it's so great that if a veteran wanted to take this wonderful advice and wanted to take the next steps in figuring out what their benefits are, figuring out if they wanted to work life after being a veteran, and figuring out how to have access to mental health services. And again, you guys are servicing over 6,000 veterans here in Ascension Parish, and I'm sure it's growing. And if people wanted to come and find you and have access to these wonderful services that the Louisiana Department of Veteran Affairs has to offer here in Ascension Parish, where can they find you?
You can find me on the first floor of the old courthouse, 828 South Irma Boulevard. Just hang a left and all the signs will guide you to my office. And you can also find us on vetaffairs.la.gov.
All right, Michael, thank you so much for servicing our veterans and servicing our country.
I appreciate you.
All right, you heard him, vetaffairs.la.gov. Thanks for watching Ascension 21.